Hey, folks. All right, we're going to go to part two of sentence diagramming. Last time, we talked about the parts of speech, and we also diagrammed a couple of simple sentences. And of course, you can go back and review those assignments as needed. Just run over to YouTube and put in the link, and away we go. Didn't know I really didn't know when I started teaching I would someday be a YouTube star. And as far as I can tell, I still am not. So let's talk about the next phase of diagramming. Get my stuff down here, flip my screen. Nope. Yeah, actually, I think that's right. Okay, there we go. Folks, you all know how low tech I am. So last time we did a simple sentence that had only a noun and a verb. And if you recall, the noun went on one side of the line and the verb went on the other. And then we got a little more complicated and we learned how to add in adjectives. Now, as you know, there's two types of verbs. And we'll do a quickie review here. There are action verbs. These are verbs that create action. And then there are verbs of being, sometimes known as states of being. These are the is verbs. Any variation of is. We are going to concentrate on the state of being verbs today. And we're going to diagram a few sentences using state of being verbs. These are slightly different than when we diagram later on, diagram direct objects. And as we go along, we will define everything. So let's start with Mary is happy. Aren't we all glad for Mary that she's happy? I know I'm glad. So we know that Mary is the subject and is happy is the predicate. Everybody knows that, I hope. So we write Mary, then we draw a line, is. Well, now happy is an adjective. It modifies Mary. However, we don't put it under Mary because it's not a direct modification. So what we do is we make a slanted line like this, and we write the word happy. Because Mary is happy. So the slanted line indicates that this is a condition Mary is in. Mary is happy. So this is how we do this. Let's do another one. Jerry is excited. Maybe Jerry's excited because Mary's happy. But Jerry is excited. So we know Jerry's our subject. Is excited is our predicate. Okay. So Jerry is excited. So once again, we draw our line, write Jerry, vertical line is, and we know he is excited. So Jerry is excited. These words like this are called predicate adjectives. This is a predicate adjective. So let's take a look at these for a moment. So we see how a predicate adjective works. There's also another one called a predicate noun. So Susan is a doctor. Okay, so we have Susan is a doctor. Now we know this is a state of being verb, is a doctor. And so we have our subject, once again, our predicate, but this time instead of an adjective, we have a predicate noun. So how is that done differently? Well, it's not really. We write down Susan, our line, is, and this tells us what Susan is, doesn't it? So Susan is a doctor. Now, if you recall last time, we talked about the dog is hungry, or the dog is barking, and the modified dog. Well, here we have an article, which is also an adjective. So we have to take a look at what does the adjective modify, and it tells us what she is. Susan is a doctor. So pretty simple there. Let's go ahead. The dog is my friend. So the dog, there's our predicate again. I'm sorry. Boy, I messed that up, didn't I? There's our subject. Is my friend is our predicate. So the dog is my friend. I'll bet you guys have got this one figured out already. Dog, vertical line, separating from our subject from our predicate, is, and what is the dog? The dog is my friend. Now, we have two adjectives. We have to decide which adjective modifies which word. Well, we know from before. The dog, and this is a pronoun. We know it's a pronoun, my, but it acts, so we have a pronoun that acts as a modifier. It's not really it's not an adjective, it's a pronoun, but it's acting as a modifier. So, whose friend? My friend. So the dog is my friend. Getting a few more lines drawn, etc., etc. Next time we will talk about direct objects and how you diagram those and what they are for that matter. So you guys have a good evening. I will see you later.